It's a canon event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't refer to the Holocaust as a canon event.
Welcome to the Tier Above podcast. Let's go.
Wait, Tier Above? What is this? I'm on the wrong show.
Wow, you guys fucked up the intro that I wrote out. So, like, we have our entire branding centered around the fact that I came up with this cute little pun, and then they didn't even fucking do it.
I didn't read the document, to be completely honest.
You're a bastard, man. Well, this is also, it's not a thing. It's just a thing I've been talking about. It's like, welcome to the Tier Above podcast. Let's see what's on tap this week. Because Tier Above podcast, TAP, tap. It's funny, it's cute. And you guys fucked it on the the first possible opportunity.
I'm tapping out of this bit.
Are we doing gamers?
Good.
Good. Exactly 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. We took 2 weeks, and it was exactly 2 weeks. There was no. Yep.
Hey, also, we still did better at doing a 2 weeks later announcement than a certain individual who we don't associate with anymore.
Yeah, that's still going on. Not 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. We could have actually been the last episode of the podcast, and we could have just said big announcement in 2 weeks.
And then just ended it.
Yeah.
That'd be impossibly based, actually. You know what? We're scrapping this. You guys are never going to see this episode or Tier Above.
We're just going to upload this bit where we just decide we're not going to do the podcast anymore.
Yeah, the last episode we uploaded, to be fair, did say the end. So technically, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but that video did end with, your tier list related content isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, because it's already on the channel. There's 51 episodes you can already see.
Yeah,
True, there are 51 visible episodes, as we found out.
51 episodes, but one of them doesn't have a tier list. If you can tell me which one in the comments, you win. I don't know, a handful of lint.
Okay, speaking of, now that we're not LSF anymore, let's talk about it. We alluded to it a lot. We said that there would be like a little game. You guys can go and find it. The Hitler episode is Mr. Clean did what to my mom. That is the one that we had to edit all of the fucking... So it was weird, right? Because it wasn't like pro-Hitler talk, but it was like, oh, maybe Hitler...
You could
like
feel that's how we felt, though.
Shut up. It was like, what if you like went back in time and like, you know, made Hitler into like a chill guy, and then like he didn't like go off and do evil because like you saved him, but you would like know. And it was just like really weird. And it was also like around the time that Kanye West had come out with like his like really fucking weird Hitler stuff. And so I was just like, on surface level, it's probably not that bad, but given everything going on, I cannot like let the Hitler talk stand.
So what you're telling me is that the weird Hitler shit was in the SEO right now, and then you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I purposely snubbed the algo.
Yeah, what actually happened was he was very unhappy that we were considering an opportunity where Hitler wasn't a bad guy, and he was like, "No, I want him to be a bad guy. Let's keep him bad. Don't go back in time. Don't change it."
Yeah, that's it. It's a canon event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't refer to the Holocaust as a canon event.
But yeah, we're not gonna ever talk about that again because this is Tier Above, not LSF. What's that? Yucky. Yucky.
Yeah, LSF no more. No more LSF. No more Hitler talk. It's gone.
Yeah.
This was the last one. We just get it out of our system.
Yeah.
Shortly.
Legally.
Also, I can't promise this.
This is not a legally binding contract.
I haven't promised that we won't reference Hitler in the episode anymore. Let alone in Tier Above again.
Anyway, yeah. So everything that we've done up to this point was as LSF. Now we're Tier Above. What's the crack with that? What are we doing, boys? What's the deal?
So basically, we didn't talk about how much we wanted to talk about. The idea of the rebrand came about because Atriot got canceled. And we were like, hey, listen, maybe having our entire online identity associated with another streamer isn't the best of things. And again, it's nothing against Stanz personally. We still love Stanz. We still like think he's a cool and swell guy. However, it's just better for us to, if we're going to get canceled, it should be our fault, right? I can't imagine.
It's not even just cancelled. Like Stanz might just decide he doesn't want to stream anymore, and then it's a bit weird as being like a leeching thing for a person who doesn't stream anymore, and we'd have to rebrand then anyway. Really,
to just Stanz. Yeah.
So, yeah. If we're the leeching Stanz frog and he's not streaming, that just makes us stalkers. So
that's strange at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, Stanz, you haven't accepted my LinkedIn request?
I do like the idea though that if Stanz stops streaming, we just rebrand to Be Stanz. Names available, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was part of it. That was one of the things. And obviously, as alluded to, if you watch the video we made announcing it, LSF kind of already was taken, if you didn't realize. There was another...
We thought it was a funny idea when we launched it, and then after getting shit on by SEO for years, we're like,
Yeah.
hold on.
To be honest, it's not even discoverability SEO. It's the fact that I can't even find the podcast without typing the word podcasting after LSF.
Yeah.
To actually like get it again. It's like the SEO annoys me, so I know we're not getting any viewers off of it.
But it's even funnier because like if I type in LSF podcast, nothing was coming up. I had to type in like leeching Stance Frog specifically
That's crazy.
to get anything to show up. Yeah.
Also, to be fair, like as much as we said like LSF is bad for SEO, like we jokingly said like, oh, because of the Reddit, but the LSF Reddit isn't actually the first thing that comes up. It's a Kasabian song.
But yeah, we ended up going with the name change just because we do tier list. Whoa, it's really deep.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We had a few other ideas that were around that, and then this is one we sort of settled on.
I will say something that I've noticed that's like kind of funny. We have like beer bottles all over this. That's like remnants of an idea that they don't know about. Because like I originally, because here above tap, like beer taps. I wanted to like have like the background be like a bar with like pictures and stuff. But the layout just ended up not looking good, so we ended up doing the orange that we have now. But like we kept the beers from that, even though we had like never like that idea never made it to the light. But the beer stuck around. So
and the beans
also,
obviously, because we're still the same people. So the beans.
We're still gonna ask people about bean pulp.
Of course, legally we must.
And this is where I'm announcing it right now. The last goal was to get Stanz on the podcast. Now we're after Captain Beanie.
I think that's possible. I think that's actually possible.
This is, to be clear to the audience, this isn't something we discussed before, but that's my goal for this podcast. Let's get Captain Beanie on.
Yeah, I don't think we could do a whole... I love Captain Beanie. Obviously, he is our king. But I don't think that we would have enough to talk about for an hour and a half with Captain Beanie that I would feel comfortable talking to a 60-plus-year-old man about.
I could listen.
We could just ask him about fucking anything. Ask him about his fucking like saga. Ask him about his fucking having the museum, what that was like, having to sell it.
But I just mean like
the pre-bean. Who was the pre-bean?
Yeah, who was the man before the bean?
I get that.
There's so much to talk about.
I wanted to ask him the pulp question. I feel like it would be done the minute we get into that. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going any further than that.
I know. All right, we'll have to say. Well, as long as it's not the pulp question about semen, I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to answer that question.
No, well,
yeah.
I don't know if you know this. The guy loves.
You can ask him. You can ask him the pulp question about beans, but you cannot ask him any more pulp questions after that.
Okay, right, sure.
Because otherwise, I agree, he would leave the call. He would.
I don't know. What if he goes? I've been thinking about that myself.
Could you imagine? You ask Captain Beanie about if he thinks that like beans are the pulp of the sauce, and then he's like, "Well, what about cum?"
Have you considered cum?
Like, yes, sir, we have.
Yeah, in the vein of we're still the same people. Lots of cum talk still to be had on Tier Above, I'm sure.
Of course. That's what's on tap. Pure cum.
Cum is
just cum. But speaking of, if we're gonna do the stuff, we should do a drunk episode. I'm saying we never did that for LSF, honestly.
Yeah, I'd consider in my background for over half of the episodes is a literal pure bar setup behind me. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, we for a long time we did have an actual child.
That's true.
In the LSF umbrella of streamers and content creators.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, I want to be included.
You might notice that it's just us. We're the only ones that made the transition. Again, with the nothing personal to Stanz. Nothing against Truthmane or Jodie. It's just that they're really busy with like being in school and doing whatever it is that they do in their lives. I know Truthmane does his Scrabble stuff that he does tournaments for, and he also does Ultimate Frisbee and things like that. And we just wanted to be able to do more, and it was really weird to always try and accommodate their schedules, and it kind of hindered what we were able to do. And so if we were able to just focus on us, then we can make more of the content that we want and more content in general.
So we can talk about that a bit as well. One of the things, like we talked about the rebrand being about Stanz and being about making it more about our identity rather than this group identity that we've now reduced the group numbers. But part of it was that we wanted to do a little bit of different content and a little bit more content, and it just didn't really work under the umbrella. I mean, we dipped our toe in with doing the show. God, what was it called now?
Great Jebait.
Great Jebait, that's the one.
Yeah.
We tipped our toe in by trying some different content, but now we want to dedicate some time and really like go out there and do some different things. As of right now, there's no plans to bring back the Great Jebait. We still might see it again, but right now we're looking at doing content that we've kind of wanted to do, but haven't really found a way in to do.
It is hard to get guests, one, for our podcast, and two, for the Great Jebait, because everything that we want to invite people to do, it's like, hey, here's homework you have to do, by the way. Like, you need to come up with a tier list idea and complete a tier list and show up at the, like, record time. And then for Great Jebait, it's like, hey, we need you to, like, give us, like, 5 stories of your, like, life and also be good at lying and good at improv and not spoil the fucking show when you come on and be like, this isn't what I told you.
Yeah, and, like, and part of the thing is, like, it also created a bit of, like, someone gives us like a juicy lie, like it's really hard to give a guest like one of our lies rather than like a juicy like truth of theirs, because it's like we kind of wanted the show to promote these other people that are on there, and it doesn't really promote them when we're just like, hey, give us a truth about your life, and then we just don't even use that truth in the episode. It's like, here's homework we may or may not use. It's like,
yeah, it's kind of needed though for how the show works, sadly.
It is like part of the concept, but like it's just a bit unfortunate that we're like asking people to do like this extra work for us for our content and then maybe not even using it and just having
the reason
I'm also just realizing, did episode 3 never come out?
Episode 3
it got banned.
Was banned.
It's
on your live stream. Yeah.
Damn, that's trash.
Yeah, it never came out because it doesn't exist anymore.
Twitch started.
Which, to be fair, I think was a good one. Who was it? Was it Zilia went fucking sicko mode?
Yeah, Zilia and Wits versus me and Evan. And me and Evan got fucking rolled. Holy shit. They were both so good at lying.
Zilia was crazy. Actually, like, God mode. Spoilers for that thing you'll never see.
Yeah, because the content doesn't exist.
Bit of dead content.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about what we will see from Tier Above.
But yeah, no. So on Mondays, you guys are gonna get the podcast, the Tier Above podcast. Will be every Monday. Surely we don't miss Monday, a single episode.
Now. You are watching this on a Monday.
And then on Thursdays, we're going to do some sort of just like gameplay episode. It'll be one of the two of us, or maybe all three of us, just shooting the shit, playing some games. Sometimes it'll be multiplayer. Sometimes it'll just be like 2 people talking about a single player game. There is a series of games that was specifically designed for 3 people that I think would be fun to play. But yeah, it really just depends on our availability.
The Trine series. Let's go.
It's literally tried, yes.
Let's go. Just a sort of like an idea of the style. It's kind of close to like Game Grumps. Like it's not super edited, but there is like some editing in there. But mostly it's like kind of podcasty because it's just us sort of chilling playing games, but it's just a bit of a different background for our sort of content.
And they'll be hopefully much shorter than the podcast, so they'll be a bit more consumable in quicker doses. I know we've recorded a few already. Me and Lioneagle have done a few that are probably about 20 minutes max.
Yeah, something like that. Some of them will be like 10, 12 minutes, I think. Some of the ones that we did more recently are a bit shorter, I think. Because some of the
imagine doing an hour and 20 long gameplay video. That'd be crazy.
We'll see how that goes. So yeah, as well as gameplay, we're going to be hopefully periodically uploading some shorts and some other like short form content as well.
In a perfect world,
is to get out there like quite regularly with the shorts, but there'll be a sort of slow build up for those, I reckon.
Yeah, we've got a.
I mean, if only we had like an editor or something.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm busy. Can't really do it right now.
Yeah, Cancer's in Paris, so it'll be a bit of a slow upload start.
Wait, who's in Paris?
Oh, DMCA, no. But yeah,
that episode, I put that sound effect in that episode like 20 times and we didn't get DMCA.
I
don't think
we won't. We also don't get monetized, so I think we're fine.
Well, you can still get a copyright strike if you're not monetized.
So yeah, I'm excited about the stuff we got planned. Hopefully, we can keep that up and keep doing what we're wanting to do.
Yeah, I mean, also we did see it. You did see it in the intro trailer. We are looking at starting up TAR, which is tier above role playing. That's still very early days. Even to the point where when I made the signage, it said tier above tabletop. But we're probably going to change.
And then I was like, if we do TAR, then all of the things are words because we have tap, we have tag, we have tar, and we have TAS for shorts.
However, if we keep it as tabletop, we could do board games.
Tat's also a word, to be fair.
Yeah,
like tit for tat, I guess.
Yeah. It's also tat is like I don't know if it maybe doesn't go like abroad, but it's a British word for like just some shit.
It is, yeah. It's the word for shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's really only like tit for tat is like the only usage of
not like shit, not like shit as in like actual shit.
Feces.
Like,
you would have like a tat drawer, a drawer just full of stuff.
Yeah, like rather than having a drawer full of random crap, you have a drawer full of random tat.
Yeah,
interesting. Also, scrolling through the YouTube studio, Who's in Paris does not have any restrictions on it.
Great, fantastic. Can't wait to use that all the time.
Episode 2 has a copyright claim.
Yeah, Ronnie Pickering.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie Pickering.
I'll say
episode 0.98
Ronnie Pickering
also
make an absolute bank.
Yeah, he really is.
Although actually, the video
we know who he is now.
The video wasn't uploaded by Ronnie Pickering. It was uploaded by the guy on the bike. So the guy on the bike's making money off of Ronnie Pickering's image.
Unless Ronnie Pickering has went, no, this is mine.
He needs. I'll say it. Ronnie Pickering needs to be getting a slice of the pie at least. Like,
he definitely is. Fucking Ronnie Pickering. But who cares? LSF is over. L plus ratio. What's a Truthmane? Jodie who?
Dude, actually, so spoilers, I guess. Our tier list this week is we're doing every tier list that we did as LSF. The main takeaway from me going through and looking at all the tier lists is I miss Jodie. Her tier lists are so fucking funny.
So yeah, shout out to Conneld. Conneld did a little voiceover, make me sound so patronizing, but he did a voiceover for our announcement video, and he fucking slammed it. What a goat!
Actually, so good. Like we were talking about, like we should really get someone else to do this one at the end, because like it didn't really feel right for any one of us to do it. But like Connell was like the perfect pick.
Yeah, bless his little soul. Bless his little cotton socks.
His little soul.
Yeah.
His big man soul. His Giga Chad soul.
Well, to be fair, the episode we had with Connell where I was so ready to debate him. I was like I don't know, really an argumentative person that much. But whenever we were having the argument, was it gorilla or bear? Or whatever the hell the argument was, I was ready. I was like, I've got my facts. I'm ready to go. And he rolled over like instantly. And I was like, oh, okay.
So yeah, you know what?
The curly debate lord arc really went hard for a second.
Literally, like Connell, I was like, I heard you're a gorilla believer. And he was like, yeah. And I said like two things. He went, yeah. You're probably right.
Like, and then you were there just like on slide 2 of your presentation. Like, excuse me.
Yeah, and now we get started with the real arguments. The best argument was the whole bears have to kill to eat, so they're natural born killers.
Gorillas they got that dog in them, as it were.
Yeah, gorillas just eat nanners and sit around all day. That's it.
Eating nanners.
They don't know how to do anything else.
And that's what makes them. That's what makes them even more scary. They don't have to kill, but they want to.
What? Oh, they've
got that kill for fun.
They've got the like also the slippy bananas from Mario Kart technically on tap.
True.
So you know
they got Nana on tap.
What else have we got to talk about? Because we always talked about what the plan is, what we've done, what we're planning to do.
What was your favorite LSF moment?
You've hit me with a curveball there, because like the obvious answer is doing the podcast with Stanz, but actually retrospectively I was very nervy for that. I was a little babby boy. I didn't want to be all. He was all like, I'm gonna be a little bitchy boy and like be funny and controversial, and I was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, I watched the podcast back. I actually love the dynamic of you being like I'm like shaking your head after every question. To the point even Stanz was like, every time Z asked a question, Curly like got his head in his hands.
I was just worried. I was stressing a little bit, and I was like, "No, be cool,
be cool in front of Papa Stanz."
I don't, because like what's even crazier to me is that like I don't get why you're so nervous about having Stanz on, because like Cantrip Castle was a bigger guest than Stanz by like metrics wise, and you were completely chill around them. But then for Stanz, you're like, oh no, we can't mess up because we're like with the big boys now.
Yeah, but it's different. No offense, Cantrip Castle, but I don't watch much of or any of their content. Like I watch Stanz literally every fucking day. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So it's like, oh, it's the guy.
You were starstruck.
Yeah,
I will say I did get some feedback on that episode. Someone said that they were tired, or like they had to turn the Stanz episode off because you kept saying you don't know what to talk about.
Me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how you're like reverse parasocial with Stanz.
What do you mean?
It's like you can't not see him as a like you can't see him as a person. You only see him as like this big content guy.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what most. I don't know. I guess I feel like I have this like I don't want to see like it feels weird to the point where I'm like if I see you like a person and treat you like a person. That's not what, you know what I mean. Like then it would be weird. You know what I think this is a me.
Curly doesn't see people.
I don't see people.
I don't see people.
I don't know. I have a weird way of being like I explained to the cans. He was like, that makes no sense. I'm like, I know, but shut up.
Did you have that with Cants? Were you just like, I don't know what to say. You're the big editor, man.
No, I did not have that with
Cants. Yeah, imagine like being friends with a Stanz editor. That'd be so weird.
Yeah, cringe. Bless.
Oh, me. What about you? Man, one of my favorite things that we did as LSF was the Great Jebait. I thought the show is very cool. The getting Stan's like web guy to embed it into his website was very funny. Just like everything
that was actually so good. I forget about the fact that we actually debated Stanz with the Great Jebait by stealing his website.
Yeah. See, that's another like on the same thing. That was because I was like, "See, don't do it."
you were like, "I don't know about this," and I was like, "Nah, it's fine."
Guys, don't.
Don't do it.
It was a little baby boy. I don't know. I was like, no. But yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of what obviously bar that what the best thing was. I need to think.
Do you have a favorite episode that jumps out at you, like of the pod?
The one without Z in it, the one that me and Lioneagle did.
That was, to be fair, the Pokemon episode was fire.
It was good. I'm trying to think because a lot of the early ones I don't remember much because I'm old and don't remember good.
All my favorite things were cut out of the Mr.
Also, apparently, like episode 3, we lost like an hour and a half of footage and still had like an almost hour and a half podcast.
Yeah, just goes to show how long we did it back in the beginning.
Yeah.
No, I mean a lot of the stuff I've loved about the podcast is like the behind the scenes like growth. Like, I was quite busy when we started, so like we were just like sort of stuck with the overlays that I made. They probably should have been updated like a bit better at the start. But like going back and then going back and like making the stuff a little bit nicer and cleaner, and then also like the thumbnails, like going back and making those better. As much as I loved the thumbnails as they initially started, it was a lot of fun like making little Photoshop images of each episode. Going back and sort of using it to sort of hone in some of these like ideas of content creation was really one of the things I really enjoyed of LSF and will enjoy doing going forwards as well. But
yeah, because it'll only get more. There's only more. There's only more. I don't know what it is. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I think one of my favorite things was the beaten pulp debate was like trying to explain what brown sauce was to like everyone.
I still have that in my cupboard.
Yeah, like it started on the game show we did. And then it just, and then it just, I was like, I need to let the whole world know about brown sauce. This is important to me.
Yeah.
And I still think about it every so often. I also think about the breakfast food. Actually, I think the best part has been trying to educate Z on the British culture, mate.
Yeah, and I'm so like cultured now. I feel because like I fucking for one of Owen's parties that he had, there was a British guy, and I was like, oh yeah, like this and this, and he was like, oh wow, you like know a lot. I was like, yeah, you have no idea.
Hey brother, do you know Doc Collins?
Doc Collins. What an inside joke.
Yeah, it's forgot one of our thumbnails has Dot Cotton from EastEnders on it, and C was like, it's Doug Collins, right? Doug Collins. We're like, eh? Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because I said that when I see the thumbnail, it reminds me of Clint Stevens.
Yeah,
And they were like, why does Doc Collin remind you of Clint Stevens? I was like, oh, it's Doc Cott, and I'm an idiot.
Bless your little soul. R.I.P. in EastEnders. Don't know about real life though. That's why we were talking about her, because she was dead in EastEnders. I'm almost positive that's why.
Oh yeah, no, I think we found out she was dead.
Oh no!
In general.
1 second.
Oh no, never mind. She's good.
Yeah, because I still see her occasionally, like
I still see her every now and again.
On like BBC or whatever.
Just walking around. Yeah, no.
Yeah, just like in the background, like the BBC just can't let people go.
God, how fucking old is this bitch?
Like 90 something, easily.
Yeah, because she was born in 36, so.
Oh, she served during the war as a child. Congrats. I find it weird thinking that some people were like born during the war. Like I think one of my grandparents was born like the year the war ended, like World War II. Sorry, to be clear. I know there's been lots of wars, but you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, who was?
No, I don't. Can you elaborate, please?
Yeah. So I don't know if you know. There's this guy called Hitler. God
damn it.
But like, who was shagging during the war? You know what I mean? In the Anderson shelters, were you shagging in there? Like everyone was in there. What's going on? These are important questions.
Well, generally, if they're born during the war, I guess never mind.
They were shagging in the Anderson shelter.
Yeah, in my head, I was like, the war didn't last that long. I was like, actually, yeah, it was like 6 years. So they definitely there's enough time to conceive and have a baby in the middle of the war.
Yeah, the propaganda would make you think it was 9 months long, but it was not 9 months long.
Yeah,
we'll be home by Christmas, boys.
We never said which Christmas.
Family Guy music. Insert Family Guy music.
Don't use the on the spot music.
That is exactly what I've been doing. Yeah,
we've got our own theme song for our pullaways now.
Oh, bless.
Man, I got fucking recommended a Rooster Teeth video for the first time in like literally years. And they're still doing hard mode apparently. And all that made me think of was like how much I miss On the Spot. That shit was so fucking good when it came out.
Yeah, I liked that back in the day. That like improv show.
Mm.
I'll say we've not really talked about Rooster Teeth because none of us really watch it all that much, I don't think. But
I was huge into Rooster Teeth. Like
I
was
huge into it. I just haven't watched it in like years. Same. Then you redesign looked dog shit.
Yes.
they went simplified and like. Let's be real, we just went simplified, but like they went simplified from like already so well established. It was crazy. Like they did not need a rebrand.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
because like even like having just like the rooster and the teeth was like simple enough.
Yeah, like but then they've gone to not even having the teeth anymore. It's just got a little rooster crest on the top of its head, and the guy kind of looks like a rooster's head. I'll give him that.
You know. Sorry, I was just thinking about something while you were talking about that. Some people might not even know who Jodie and Truthmane are because they haven't been on an episode for so long.
That's true, actually. We did grow a little bit in the end there, where people won't know who they were.
Bless. R.I.P. Yeah, I'm excited for everything going forward and everything we're planning to do. I don't know what else we have to talk about though about this. I think we've talked about everything.
Yeah, I'm very hyped for the possible role playing section that we're going to be doing. Because one of my favorite things, this is actually one of my favorite things we've done as LSF was being on kind of as LSF, but being the guest episode of
Midnight
Cast. Yeah, Midnight was also there. Honorary member of LSF.
True. He's so based. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole time that we were like doing this roleplay thing, there was this girl in chat who was just thirsting over Midnight so hard. And like we were literally screenshotting chat and sending it to the group chat that we had with each other. Being like, what the fuck?
Oh, bless. It was like the kind of stuff where if he hadn't have said he was okay with it, like that person probably would have just been banned in any other random chat. It was they were down bad tremendously. Let's put it that way. Even though to be fair, Midnight is a beautiful man. You have to be that bad to be in Twitch chat going, "Hey, who's this fucking bloke?" and Ayo.
On this D&D podcast that I'm thirsting over.
It's the first time anyone's ever
Well,
said that.
I think that was the issue. Midnight, a handsome man entered the D&D space.
And they were like, "What do we
the
do?"
The D&D space wasn't ready to understand physical attractiveness.
See, he's like,
So
"Excuse me,
we're entering the
bitch."
D&D space.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. To be fair, I don't play D&D that often. Like, I haven't played it in years. I know Z is an avid Dungeon and Dragoner, and Lioneagle, you're also. I don't know.
Yeah, I
currently,
haven't
but
played for a
you-
little while, but yeah, I played a lot and like I'm super into it, and like even still, even though I don't play, I like make characters and stuff.
That's-
I'm also down to, because it's just called roleplay. It's not called like table.
Obviously,
or
yeah.
tier above D&D.
Yeah.
So like we could do like different modules. Like we could do like there's like a Star Wars tabletop. There's a
Oh, for sure,
cyberpunk
yeah.
one that's really cool. Like we could do like different modules. Fantasy Age is one that I've played before. That was pretty fun.
Call of Cthulhu is pretty good. I like that one.
That was just like the basic example. Like D&D is like the most
Oh yeah,
commonly known role play game, I guess, if you're gonna put it that way.
Yeah,
I assume
I
we
think
would.
doing a like a D&D makes sense because we're all like familiar with the rules and everything. So for the sake of like for the sake of like doing like a show, it would make sense to do one that we're all more familiar with. But I agree, it would be nice to try out some of these other ones.
Yeah, we do like a campaign of 5e, and then we do like little one-offs of the other modules.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We're actually just discussing ideas on the podcast now. It's like, so what do we? Can we just?
Yeah,
take
we're
notes on
actually
this?
just filming our business meeting. Man, I will say that is one thing that stressed me out about doing the rebrand. Is there was like a week where I had to like come home from work every day and like fucking get on and like talk and like do and like record stuff, and I was like, man, this is actually kind of stressful. Like doing and like it's the first time content had ever felt like a job.
Yeah. Luckily,
and-
it shouldn't feel like that again. It was just
Yeah.
like we need to get these things ironed out, otherwise we just don't have a transitional period and it just flops. And
Well,
It's also partially because like
realistically, we had 2
Go ahead.
weeks. We had 2 weeks to do it, and then the first week, nothing happened. So,
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say too. We just didn't do anything, and then we're like, oh shit, we need to like
yeah, first
we
week
have
we're
a
like,
rebrand
my God,
in, like,
it's
4
nice not
days.
having to record. Oh my god! Like,
Yeah.
And then it was
So
like,
it's our own
see?
fault.
"See, Lanigal,
Yeah.
are you free, guys? Are we free?" And then you were like,
yeah,
"No, I'm at work." And I'm like, "Guys, we gotta do this, guys. We don't even have a logo." Oh god, we should have said. Actually, the worst thing was the 3 hours we spent making probably the worst looking
Oh my
logo of
God.
all
Yeah,
time. So this was this was what we had. As you can see, we had the beautiful crest at the top with our spirit animals that were available on the template.
Insane that there was just a giraffe on this like make your own crest website. I was like, yo, my fucking boy.
The background has like that shitty carpet that every English pub has, or wallpaper that every English pub has.
yeah.
And it was like, oh look, it's the font from the newspaper. Like that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it actually is like newspaper font. You're right.
Yeah, and then tier above just didn't.
Because yeah, we had the idea that like you can see from the new logos. I don't know if you'll need me to bring you those, Curly, if we want to bring them up. But like,
the only way I can do it is.
oh well, you can
there's
see.
one here.
Well, you can see. Yeah. So like we've got tier above is set in one font, and then whatever show we're doing is based on another font. So that was an idea we had like from like the start. But yeah, you can see that it like works a lot better in the sort of simplified format than when we had it originally, because it just was a mess.
Yeah, I will say I'm gonna bring it back up though.
yeah.
The crest was a fucking vibe though.
The
This
crest
was
is great.
I have the Mr. Beatty or Captain Beatty up top.
Yeah, that's
And
better
then
than
that's
sun.
the Greek letters for tier above. Podcast.
Yeah, that's it. That's the Greek letters for TAP. Well,
The-
the A is just an A, but
the worst thing was this was the last minute addition to the logo. The logo had nothing else before it was like what it was before, and then we were like, "Fuck,
we need a crest."
crest."
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was literally
Because,
just the text in a circle, and we were like, man, this does not look good.
Because it was getting late, and I was like, "Oh, guys, I really need to brush my teeth and go to bed." And we were like, "Oh, crest."
Like the toothpaste.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ah.
But yeah, I also shared another thing, like replied to another thing, which was it kind of shows how our design process was going in that sort of meetup that we had. and it probably explains a lot of why we didn't end up getting somewhere that we actually liked.
So another thing about this is originally we were in talks with an actual graphic designer, and they just had a different vibe than we appreciated, which is why we ended up using Lioneagle to design our own stuff.
Yeah, I think they were a bit more busy than we initially expected them to be, and with us giving ourselves the 2-week turnaround, it was just a little bit.
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest, a little unreasonable of us to expect a turnaround that quick.
Yeah, only me, the unpaid person, was allowed to be that crazy with the turnaround time.
This is the one I did. I thought about sending this to the graphic designer because we told them we wanted Tier Above to be consistent, and then the second one to be podcast different, gameplay different, roleplay different, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they weren't getting it. They kept changing Tier Above with each different one, and I was like, stop. And so I wanted to send this to them. It was we appreciate your time, but we've decided to go in a different direction, and then send them this.
Then I upgraded it to this with the lightning bolts and the stars. Like that on a line, 2 lines, crazy. No one else ever thought of that before.
Two lines is crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and then Lioneagle upgraded it to what can only be described as the best piece of art ever exists.
I will say the fact that it still has the little squares to show the size makes it perfect.
It's goated. For anyone that's listening to the podcast, it was word art. It was just fucking word art.
Jesus Christ, if you listen to the podcast, I'm sorry for LSF in general. And Tier Above and forwards. And specifically that section where we just talked about design for a good few minutes, that probably was awful to listen to.
Yeah,
that's good. One thing I've always said about is LSF is just a miserable podcast to listen to because we do tier lists every week. Let me just explain where everything is.
Same,
yeah. If anything, we're doubling down on it. So
sorry. To be fair, we do actually know that we do have a few audio listeners, don't we? That's the crazy thing.
Yes.
Yeah. We have had a request to put it on Spotify. I did say maybe we'll do that.
I'll say it. It is super easy to do because I upload Grubbuds to we do Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and it's really easy.
Yeah, well, fair enough then. Yeah,
maybe that will be a change also because I did say it as a joke to Simon.
I personally think that this is a terrible podcast to just listen to, but I mean, if you're hearing this while you're listening to this on Spotify, you're here now.
Holy shit!
Welcome.
What a time to be alive.
Although you really need to deal with the biggest hurdle, which I guess we can get into now, which is the tier lists.
Yeah, so I said that I would do this a couple of weeks ago, and then surprise, surprise, did it today while we were in call. I went through and I made a tier list of every tier list that we ever did on LSF. Or am I starting?
Yeah, since
I'm also gonna spill the beans. You also had to re-go through every episode so you could do your tier list.
Yes. Because I wanted to do my tier list based on how I did the tier list. And I will say, we made a lot of fucking jokes about how every tier list I do is just wanting to fuck the thing. Well, guess what? Only 7 of the 50 tier lists we did were me wanting to fuck things. So I think we might have over-exaggerated how often I want to fuck things.
No.
No, what you're actually not understanding there is that I started doing suggesting more and more tier lists of real people, so you would feel more uncomfortable rating them and how much you want to have sex with them.
Which is crazy because we had to cut all those out and see how to change the tier list all the time. It was mad.
But yeah, so we could talk about it a little bit. I guess the ones up top are just things that I did rank on how fuckable they were.
Yeah, to be clear, Danny DeVito isn't a real person, just to be clear.
Correct.
Yeah, so go through these ones that you actually wanted to fuck, just because the images might not be the clearest.
So the Minecraft mobs was the first time that we ever talked about me wanting to fuck something. Then we had all the different forms of Danny DeVito.
He wanted to fuck disrespectfully.
Of course. All of the DreamWorks protagonists. The reveal Pokemon from the Scarlet and Violet trailer. I had 2 categories. I was like, this is a sex toy, this is not a sex toy. I did a smash or pass for all of the Lego Star Wars characters.
Of course.
I ranked the M&Ms on how fuckable they were, and of course I ranked the doorknobs on how fuckable they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Arguable if that counts as fuckability, but because I mean, are you fucking a sex toy, or are you just
I make love to sex toys.
Okay, fair enough.
The kind of were all of the Marvel characters, because I talked about what type of OnlyFans content that they would do.
Okay.
So you would like to fuck them, but they would not like to fuck you.
And the Cars one, I think I ranked like there's
this is
like
this is Pixar villains.
Yes, the Pixar villains. I think I ranked them on like if they're I ranked them on their penis size.
Okay.
So it's like kind of fuckability.
That guy in that picture must have a big one because his name's literally Axelrod. So
Damn.
it's his porn name.
Okay, not
and then
fuckability.
Yeah, the ones I did not do on fuckability were columns.
So to be clear, these are not ranked on fuckability and should not have been.
Correct. Columns, alcohol, balls. We did a ball tier list. The Super Auto Pets.
That's where P started.
The Muppets, our fears. The ingredients of a British fry-up.
Oh no. That'd be a greasy time.
Flash games. Animals.
Animals. I'm glad that's in this category.
Yeah. The Avatar one, I stand by. One, because there's a lot of kids in that show, but two, because what I did rank them on was whether or not they can shoot lasers out of their head. And I had the combustion bender in a tier by himself that was yes, and then everyone else in no. And that shit's funny and deserves to have been ranked the way that it was.
Fair. Annoying Orange.
The Annoying Orange characters, the D&D classes, the controllers, the teams from the World Cup, the Walt Disney Pictures movies specifically, not Pixar, the YouTuber apologies, because I did those, ranked on whether or not I'd let them babysit my cat. The Team Fortress 2 characters. Why did I not? This one was another one I was like, damn, this is funny. We should keep it the way that it was. I literally just looked at all of these. I should know. Pizza toppings, Korra characters again because too many kids. The Family Guy ones because I did them ranked on how we need them for Family Guy Roleplay Club. Like based keeping that. The Thomas the Trains, I did just the letters of their name.
That was the worst tier list of all time. Genuinely.
No, that shit was based. Also because like fucking.
Thomas wasn't even in T.
No, yeah, here's an F tier. Fuck Thomas, hate that man. But no, because I got the fucking bit because we talk about like doing like tier lists on Grubbuds a lot, and Truman's bit is always like, you know what, B for B tier, or like B tier for B. I'm like, you bitch. And then the cereal mascots, I also did not want to fuck particularly. Things that we should have wanted to fuck. The starters, the Among Us colors.
Sure.
Condiments. The fact that we did a bald tier list before I was bald, insane. We need to do a redux. Yeah. Cartoon dads, Shrek characters.
Whoa, you would rather do cartoon dads based on their fuckability rather than their ability to make biscuits and gravy?
Correct. Shrek characters. The Mario characters I originally did based on their ability to be a lawyer, which is pretty funny, but also we should have fucked Mario characters. We should have
off script legal.
The Ben 10 characters I did on what role they would be on a football
in the bedroom.
Exactly.
To be clear, Z is saying that he should have ranked on fuckability the different forms of a 10-year-old boy.
Yep. Alien forms of the 10-year-old boy.
If you will.
The multiverses characters, the Greek gods, the Overwatch characters.
Oh,
numbers.
Those Greek gods are always down to fuck. So
exactly,
it would be a hard tier list.
It's in their lore.
It's written in the law.
I should have ranked numbers, days of the week, and months based on fuckability.
Fair.
I should have done the fast food mascots based on fuckability. I should have done all the different Kongs based on fuckability. I should have done. Well, I didn't want to do the Thomas the Train ones. Well, I didn't want to do Thomas the Train based on fuckability. We should have done Chuggington based on fuckability.
Sure.
Also, Stan's content arcs should have been based on fuck.
Correct. How fuckable was Stan's?
Arcs?
Exactly.
Yeah, how good looking was in every single arc.
And then I was on 50 of 51 podcasts. The only one I did not do was the Pokemon episode. To be fair, the British Fry Up episode, I did miss the first like 45 minutes of that podcast because I was at a concert. But then I literally just pulled up with my tier list and was like, "Hello, kids, time to do tier list content."
The best thing is that's the most prepared he's ever been for a fucking podcast.
Even funnier than that is the start of the fucking bean pulp debate, and you guys like hit me with it afterwards, and I was like, yeah, I think Curly's onto something. And then I went back and watched the first part of the episode I was on. I was like, I in fact do not support this. I in the comment section was like, changing my opinion, please. Yeah.
Okay.
I think did me and you both just do it like on how much we enjoyed doing them?
Yeah, I actually just did it based on how much I enjoyed it,
pussies.
Because
I could not think of a funny thing, or I didn't want to watch every episode.
Thankfully, I didn't fuck all of them, so...
Also, while going through looking for all of my tier lists, I was on, like, episode, like, 28 or some shit, and Curly was like, you're the only one who downloads them from the website, so all your tier lists have the tier list maker logo in the top right. I was like, damn, that makes skimming through the fucking video so much easier.
And
New tech unlocked.
You still did it for this episode.
I did specifically do it for this episode because you had mentioned it.
So this is yours, Lioneagle, right?
Yeah, so this is based on how much I enjoyed doing them. Lego Star Wars, I just enjoy looking at those little guys' faces.
Are they ordered within the tiers?
Somewhat, possibly not all the way. Maybe in like the middle tiers, it's kind of the same-ish.
Okay.
But to start with, it definitely is. Like, and then pillars. I think we started incredibly strong.
Yeah.
It's funny because at the time I was like, "This is so fucking cringe," but looking back, it's actually such a base tier list idea,
yeah,
and I wish I had taken it better.
At the time, I wasn't a big
like
fan of it, but I had to like retrospectively, like during the podcast, I was like, "This is kind of funny," and then because like Truthmane actually knew stuff about pillars, I thought he just randomly picked it out of his ass. He genuinely knew stuff about pillars and was talking about them with an educated opinion to the point where I was like, "Oh, bro, that one was like not as smooth or whatever, you know?"
Yeah, the contrast was so funny of like Truthmane being like, "This is the specifics of this pillar," and then we're just like, "This pillar looked like a cock."
Mine was literally like, "This is fucking dumb," and then like one pillar that I thought was like super giga chatted.
That's great.
Did not give his tier list the time of day.
No. And then the Pokemon episode, I really enjoyed doing that one. The tier list was a bit different, obviously. It was more in depth and was basically an entire episode of its own. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Danny DeVito was a really funny prompt. I really liked I didn't really like the dads for me doing it, but it was these prompts of them being good at making biscuits and gravy. I was like, that's just really funny. Chuggington and Thomas, I thought they were really funny to do.
Insane that these are as high as they are.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe it's just recency bias, but I thought the Thomas one was insanely funny. Like, I thought we had some really funny bits come out of that one. And then the Chuggington one, again, it was just like for me, it's when we're going through and saying all the catchphrases of each of the character. I thought that was funny as fuck.
That was, but actually, you're right.
Yeah. The Stanz one was really good because we went through it with Stanz rather than like all doing it beforehand. I thought that was really cool.
I will say that was mainly because we didn't expect Stan. Like, if we sent him the tier list, we did not trust his ability to actually do it and show up.
Yeah,
with
it was
a
kind
done tier list.
of the homework thing again. It was like Stan's ain't gonna do this homework, so.
Which, to be fair, I also think might be a better way to start doing things if we have guests. To be fair.
Yeah, it might be a way to go forward.
But I'll workshop a live tier list.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then sexy M&Ms.
Yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong? I mean, it's part of our content now to talk about Tucker Carlson, M&Ms, and
Nick Adams.
Nick Adams. So.
Yeah. So what's even funnier than that? So at work, we had like a little like dispenser that had like M&Ms in it, and I fucking crushed them. So I was like, damn, I feel bad. I'm gonna like buy new M&Ms. I bought the all-female bag of M&Ms without realizing it, because like I went to open it and pour it in the thing, and I noticed it was all green, brown, and purple. I was like, oh no, I got the woke ones.
That's great. Nick Adams is rolling over in his bed.
Dude, he posted a picture with Kyle Rittenhouse on Twitter like this week, and he looks so fucking shit in the photo.
I don't know who that other person is, but I know.
Kyle Rittenhouse is he went to like a BLM protest and just like fucking shot 2 people.
Oh,
And then and then the conservatives were like, wow, he's so based because he was like a lot of the things that happened during the protest was like destruction of property, and so he was like at a car dealership that he didn't work at, and in a state that like in a city he didn't even go to, and just like shot random people.
Yeah.
So what do you? So you like the Ben 10 tier list, Lioneagle?
Yeah, I like the Ben 10 tier list. Mainly because I like Ben 10, and also I really liked the episode with 3 Try Andy, so it was a fun time all around with that one.
So true.
Minecraft tier list. I mean, it was a good one again. I think we had a good variety of stuff. I mean, definitely had. Did you fuck the Minecraft characters?
I did fuck the Minecraft. That was the first one because I did mine. They're also like in order of appearance in the tiers.
Right.
And so yeah, the first ever me wanting to fuck something was the Minecraft mobs.
I will say, technically not true. There's a hidden episode where we all discussed fucking a certain something.
In a tier list?
I want to say what it is because that sounds worse than not saying.
Yeah. It was the Elite Four members.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah. We didn't go talk about this too because we were going through like looking at the ones we've done. We're like, wait, where's the Elite Four members?
That was the first one, but it will never be seen.
Yeah,
because as we realized going through it, a lot of children in the Elite Four.
Like, I mean, that's the reason we didn't go for gym leaders is because they use children a lot more in those, and I think there was only like 2 or 3 children, like. Maybe not.
Yeah, and we were like,
children,
when talking about the Elite Four, it's actually the Elite 3. We're not talking about.
Yeah, like
there was a lot of qualifiers on that tier list.
Yeah, there was just a tier every time saying literal child.
Yeah. Yeah, D&D one, I really enjoyed that because it let us have a discussion about D&D archetypes, and I always enjoy that.
And that's literally what spun off. We were like, man, we should get Ketchupcast on an episode because we just talked about D&D for like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Days of the week. I can't quite remember what the joke was on that one, but I remember it being quite a funny one.
You probably just ranked them by the day of the week.
I think I might have done it alphabet.
I know that is one where I actually just ranked them based on how much I like the day of the week.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Tuesdays, and that's about it. Every other day I'm kind of okay with, but Tuesdays are fucking cringe.
If I was to rerun it, it would be like every day that ends in day, and every day that doesn't end in day.
Yeah, Tuesdays are so shit. Unless you're watching the newest episode of Tier Above Gameplays.
That's on a Thursday.
That comes out on Thursdays.
You're watching the one from last week. Yeah, obviously.
Unless you're watching the Tier Above podcast a day later.
Of course, yay!
Paldea Pokemon. I really enjoyed the Paldea Pokemon, and I think we just had some good time there. I'm not going to go too much detail because all these were just kind of good. B tier were all just kind of there. C tier were just like... I will say
the Fears podcast, or the Fear, not podcast, the Fear tier list. When I was going through trying to figure out what every tier list was, it took me a second because for this one, it was a bunch of just like little like hand drawings of like different scary things, and I was like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
Yeah,
it's also kind of deep. For real.
Yeah, and then Annoying Orange. I just can't like. I could not think of how to rank like just random fruits with faces. And then numbers. What? It was so hard to rank the numbers without thinking, I just do them in order. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I enjoyed all the ones in S. All the ones in A were pretty good. Apart from Marvel was one I wasn't there for. But I assume I would have enjoyed it because I quite like Marvel.
Respectfully, why is Among Us in C?
Because it was just colors.
No, it was they all have different personalities. You don't really know enough about your Among Us lore to understand. Because red is always sus. We all know that, right?
And green is always third imposter.
Yeah, green is always third imposter because of the song. Yeah, you need to catch up. You need to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, Phil, you didn't share your tier list with us?
I did.
What, in the chat?
Yep, it was the first one.
Yeah, his was the first
there was
one.
there was just a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards shared afterwards. Fair enough.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I'm gonna start at the bottom. This was the worst thing ever.
Yes.
Holy
Oh my
fuck.
god, doing that big of a fucking tier list actually sucked ass.
I'm sorry, Lioneagle. I know
That's-
it's at the top of yours.
It was
It
my
is the
top of it.
absolute bottom.
It was
of
my
mine.
favorite tier list.
That is literally why I did Smash or Pass, because it was easy. I could just click, 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 click.
Yeah. I'm fairly sure I did mine based on who I knew and who I didn't know from the Star Wars franchise. I play the Lego Star Wars games. They're fun, don't get me wrong. But in terms of the Star Wars franchise, I'm just not a big fan. And there were so many. So many.
That's so funny. Not to like jump through your tier list, but you've got the numbers and annoying orange and S, and my favorite one, the worst thing.
I also fucking hate that you have weeks, days, or you have days, months, and numbers all in S tier.
Yeah, they're the best ones.
Those are the literal bottom of the barrel fucking.
They were the best ones that we did. Because you could make up.
I was
anything.
also. The fact that we did balls in week 4, I was like, damn, are we already out of ideas on week 4?
Yeah, so in terms of the ones I didn't like was the mascot one, mainly because like a lot of them are US or like it was hard to hard to like thingy them.
Yeah.
Minecraft, I actually don't really like Minecraft that much.
There was also quite a lot in Minecraft, so
yeah,
that was also my takeaway from our fucking all the different SMPs we've like tried to like dabble with. Is like, man, I just don't like playing Minecraft that much.
Yeah. I like walking around and talking to people in Minecraft, but when it comes to actually playing it, I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck it.
I'm fine with like Minecraft. It's like the Minecraft mini games I don't like. Like I was invited at one point to do like a I think it was Bed Wars, and I was like, I could not care less about PvP. Like
Yeah,
I commentated a Bed Wars tournament like because I had the strep those back-to-back weeks. Yeah. I had strep back-to-back weeks. Like in the 2 days I wasn't sick in between having strep, I commentated a tournament.
I also got asked to do that Bed Wars tournament and was like, bro, I haven't played Minecraft in ages. I don't even think I know what Bed Wars is. Is that the one that the Technoblade did? Like that's my only context of it.
I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Okay, then Marvel characters. I don't like Marvel.
You love the MCU.
I love the MCU. Muppets, I never watched Muppets really, so this meant nothing to me. Balls was dog shit.
Nothing to me.
I don't like Overwatch. I don't like TF2, whatever the fuck it's called.
Whoa, I mean, we also don't like TFT.
I also don't like TFT. I didn't know that was the gods.
I remember my TFT one. I ranked them on their ability to do surgery on a grape.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I'll be honest, I didn't know that was the gods. I thought it was the DC, and I was like, when the fuck did we do a DC one?
Yeah, we have not done DC.
Just because they look like older versions of the Marvel characters from this small POV. I was like, when the fuck did we do DC? And I was like, it's also shit.
Good to know that we've got DC still in the bag, though. Get ready. It's coming someday.
You talk about the World Cup. You skipped over that one.
Oh, I was the only one that actually knew anything about it. I kind of wanted to talk about it.
Shit, I literally said Argentina was going to win the whole thing, and I was right. Fuck you.
You couldn't name any other Argentinian player bar Messi.
Hey, listen, I only needed the one.
What I said is I actually watched football.
No other player from Argentina did anything except Messi, so...
That's so true. No one else scored any goals. Or like
only Messi.
Yeah, it wasn't like the goalkeeper was like really good or anything.
Messi was on the pitch on his own. So...
yeah, that's why he's the goat.
And then, of course, you did controllers and C tier.
Yeah, controllers in C tier, Mario characters C tier.
C for controller.
C for controller, of course. C for fear, of course. C for multiverse, of course.
Yeah. B for cars.
Yeah.
Man, multiverses, what a fucking flash in the pan. Everyone thought that like it was actually going to be like kind of established, and now it's the most dead fucking game ever.
No, there was no chance it was ever going to be established. What happened was everyone went, oh, cool, I know this character, and then they played it for a little bit, and then went,
I would say it's crazy that it didn't even sort of stay around on the level of like Brawlhalla and things like that.
Right, because like they had an Evo, they're like winner gets $100,000. Everyone's like, oh my god, which is like what made people think, because like Warner Brothers like actually backing the tournament and like wanting to like give support, which is like why people were like, man, a platform fighter where the developers care about the game, crazy, couldn't be Smash. Yeah. And then just nothing, crickets.
Yeah, it was a little less flash in the pan than Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl or whatever they call that one.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah, it did still die pretty quickly. At least it gave us like canon Shaggy being able to use his like
God mode or fucking
God
Super
mode
Saiyan.
stuff,
Sorry,
yeah.
yeah, Super Saiyan Shaggy or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
B tier dads, even though that was my suggestion, I think it was good. D&D. The problem about D&D is I've only ever played 2 classes in D&D, so my opinion on every other class was invalid because I don't know what the fuck they do. DK. I ranked them on how much you'd like to eat them. And
Nom yummy.
And I thought just the fact that Scootish's reaction to that was like pure like, what the fuck am I looking at? I was like, and then I tried to back out and be like, oh, it's only if I had to. It's like, no, the third tier says if you had to.
That implies that the other ones are an active choice that you want to
do. Avatar ones, I like Avatar a lot, but you know,
yeah,
they're just
go to franchise.
Yeah, so they're mid. B are the fighting animals. I can't even remember what the hell that. I can't remember what the tier list was.
Specifically animals on how much we could fight them.
Fair. Disney, DreamWorks. I have no hot takes on Disney or DreamWorks really, from what I remember. And Danny DeVito. Maybe Danny DeVito should be an S tier. No, I don't know why I put him in B tier. Redacted into S tier king. Go. Super Auto
Lioneagle, edit the video to have Danny DeVito in S tier.
Super Auto Pets, just because at the time I wouldn't like to do it now, but at the time that was very enjoyable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was basic 2 decks or whatever it was. Easy peasy.
Yeah, now
it was
only awful.
Yeah. The Pokemon tier list, I really liked it. I would have put it in S tier if we had actually had more time, if we had actually just committed to like 6-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Because I could have talked about all of those Pokemon for about 6 hours.
Yeah, it's so good.
Flash games, that was funny because when we did it, it was relevant. Alcohol, I used to enjoy alcohol a lot, so that was prevalent in my life. Stanz was in it, that was fun, but like
Stanz used to be prevalent in our lives.
Yeah, R.I.P. Ben 10, that episode was just the episode more than the tier list was just goated.
Yeah.
The Paldea stuff, that was fun. These ones at the top are the ones that just like are just memes, and I think it's hilarious how memey they are, and that's really about it. Starters, I don't know, I just like enjoy that anyway. Bald people, hilarious. Shrek, goated. Breakfast, yum yum yummy. Thomas, that was very funny. Jokington, also very funny when you were reading out all their fucking catchphrases, and they were so weird. Family Guy,
like toot toot and shit.
Yeah, toot toot. I'm on the tracks. And you're like, all right, brother. Door handles and pillars were honestly probably the peak. See, when it's just random inanimate objects that make no fucking sense. So funny. M&M's because woke M&M, hilarious. Sauces, because I have strong opinions on sauces. The days of the week and month stuff was just because we said that we were going to run out of shit to do, and we're just going to do the whole alphabet at some point, and I was like, wait, what about the numbers? Pizza.
BRB adding alpha. So I have a list going of tier lists that we haven't done yet, adding alphabet. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank God.
Pizza toppings, I have strong opinions about pizza. Yummy. And then
also, I'm just saying this now before, if we ever do it, no one is allowed to rank the alphabet based on the letter.
Yes, please.
There's no S in S tier and then doing all of the letters down. Mainly because I know Z will do it, and Z will do it like before we want to record, and that'll take forever.
You're also not allowed to do it alphabetically. You're not allowed to do it alphabetically.
I guess, yeah, fucking, also behind the curtains, like, over half of mine, I do in the pre-podcast, like, we'll, like, hop in and, like, talk a little bit before we get the episode going. About half of mine, that's when I'm doing my tier list.
Half the time we have this little talk because he needs to do his tier list.
Yeah, for more context, we all joined a Discord call at about 6 o'clock my time. And he went, I'll make the tier list now. We are an hour and a bit into recording. It is almost 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, so, and then YouTuber
I get
apologies.
it now. Now this is why it's feeling more like a job.
Yeah. Because we're procrastinating like fuck. So yeah, that was a nice rundown memory lane of all the podcasts. There technically are other ones, like we mentioned, but they're in the hidden vault of
they're secretly hidden away to never be seen.
to never be seen.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to pull those up and see what tier
Don't
lists
do it
we
now.
did.
Please don't do it right now.
At some point, we can. I mean,
Especially, it's because they
maybe
aren't
one day
uploaded to
those
YouTube and I
episodes
can't
will-
skim the video, so I
maybe,
can't. It
maybe
won't be
one
easy
day
to
those
find.
videos will come out, but
But I doubt it.
We'll put them all into one video release, like a 12-hour video of all of the podcasts.
that'd be actually be so fire to make like a
All the cut
LSF
moments.
supercut.
Yeah.
The opposite of a
not
supercut.
every moment.
No, opposite of a supercut. Everything.
No, we can't do everything that was cut.
Everything that was cut or didn't get uploaded.
Yeah, us accidentally doxing Zillia. Let's put that in.
Yeah,
LSF
doxing Zillia,
uncut and longer.
Doxing Zillia, talking about Hitler, and Z saying some teachers' names.
Oh yeah,
Yep, that's something that we had to cut.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what else have we had to cut?
There's something else that I'm actually not going to repeat because it was cut because I was like, we should probably not mention that. But you've mentioned it again since.
Curly said the M word, but
no, it was.
Well, I would say there was the IDubbbz talk that got cut originally that we then had the discussion on in a later podcast.
Yes, that's
true.
exactly what I was about to say. There's that one.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
really weird though is I don't remember us cutting that, and what you said, I don't feel like I would have had a problem with, but
It was me. I was just like, maybe for your own sake. At the time, it wasn't as a topic that people were going to be as comfortable being like, oh, you know what I mean? People on the internet would have been like, you said it once, you're a bad person, because that's kind of how Twitter is, for example.
Saying, yeah.
So I was like, maybe don't admit you've done so, even though it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bad thing, sorry, but like,
the thing itself was a bad thing, but like people are allowed to grow and change and become better people.
Exactly, but a lot of people don't allow for that because, you know, God forbid, we're all the same people we were 7.
Man, we're literally
8+
Colleen
years ago.
Ballinger right now. Toxic gossip train. Dude, the fact that like, because like the thing that pissed me off about that, right? It's like she is right, but the way that she went about like trying to like talk about that, I'm like, shut up, you dumb bitch.
No, she's right, but she's right, but also extremely wrong.
Right.
Because at no point does she actually go, yeah. She goes, I'm taking responsibility, but I'm not, like, basically saying like, but I'm not sorry about it.
Yeah, none of that was her taking responsibility. Let it be
she
clear.
just kept going, no, but she kept saying it. Like, I'm taking responsibility. I'm taking responsibility. It's like, you want to say like sorry, maybe?
She just meant she's taking the responsibility to make this song. That's all she meant.
But also, fucking, we were on the drive home from work, like when all that shit was happening, and I was like, man, I can't wait to get home and watch the worst YouTube apology video to ever happen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we had that do the YouTuber apology video again, but updated with some of the
her and
goats.
Atrioc.
Yeah.
Like literally, who else? Have there been any other? Oh, fucking, what's his the guy who OTV, who just like came back and like, I'm jacked now and I have a dog.
We added him. He was on it.
Yeah, he
wasn't.
Yeah,
he was.
He was on the first one.
Because I had to explain to Lioneagle who he was.
Yeah. Oh, okay, bet.
He was on it.
I would let him take care of my cat.
There has been a couple of people in OTK that have had to do apology videos there.
OTV, not OTK.
OTV.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. But I'm saying there are a couple of people in OTK who.
Oh yeah, I guess fucking Rich and
he didn't make one, so
no, he just went.
He should have made one.
Well,
he just left.
I mean, yeah. Also, leaving's fine, I guess.
Right. I think that is what kicked it off, because I'm pretty sure Mizkif was on the YouTuber apology thing, and so I think that's what kicked it off was Mizzy's.
Yeah. Mizzy Wizzy's apology-wology.
Because it wasn't just like the apologies were happening, it was like when Stanz was doing his whole
PR. I'm a PR agent.
There's a couple of new Logan Paul ones that need to make the list aside from just the Suicide Forest one.
There's
the Crypto Zoo one.
Crypto stuff, yeah.
That wasn't even an apology. That actually is such a great. That was a great arc of the internet.
Sneeko did an apology video for being mean to Moist Critical, which really, it's like, is it really an apology video when you were the one getting dunked on? Like, and also I think iShow Speed did a bit of an apology for like promoting a crypto scam.
He also made racist remarks at an Asian person during the World Cup. I'm fairly sure. I think he apologized for that also. There was definitely someone else. Did Charlie kind of release an apology video?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too. I forgot what
after the iDubbbz thing, because he was like, iDubbbz, you're not based, and not L plus, you're stupid. And everyone was like, Charlie, actually L take from you here, brother. And he went,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is an LT.
Well, also like part of it was like he just didn't express enough that he said that like growing and changing is a good thing, and he appreciates like items thing, but also
it was more of
he
a
thought
like
that it was...
here's more context to what I meant.
Yeah,
but it was actually kind of backtracking a little bit of what you were saying.
Yeah, it's like literally item situation and then huge L take is the next video.
I love that. No, we should get Charlie to. We should write his fucking titles for his YouTube videos. He basically has the same ones we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's been that many that I can think of off the top of my head. We named a few, but I can't think of many more. We're gonna have to make one after our horrible, me and Stanz and possibly Z talking about Breath of the Wild on the podcast.
I know. That was like so like because that one came out a little bit later. That was so poorly timed of like was kind of being like, yeah, Breath of the Wild is a little bit lame, and then we're just like me and you, Kelly, have like just really like Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, it's been so good.
Like, even though I'll like there is a lot more there, but it is basically like Breath of the Wild like Ultimate Edition sort of thing.
Yeah, it's also better because I didn't play that much of Breath of the Wild. It's kind of all new for me, so I'm like, whoa, holy shit!
Because now after playing Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like I could go back and play Breath of the Wild and be like, yo.
I don't think I could. Without Ascend, I couldn't play the game.
No, but Rivali's Gale is like better Ascend, so.
No, but Ascend's cool.
I will say it would be crazy to not be able to go around on my 2-fan 1-control stick flying motorcycle anymore.
Yeah, I tried not like I do that, but I keep fucking it up and forgetting to save it, and then not being able to angle it up correctly again. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this game. Let's just make a normal like thing. Let's spend more resources and make a normal flying thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what a time, man! What a time.
Yeah, this is good. So, LSF dead. Turbo's here to stay. More content, more fun, more of the stuff you love, and some stuff I'm sure you will love in the future.
Bye. Bye.